I went live right away this time. Okay, so I had a lovely experience on my yoga mat this morning, and I just wanted to share this with you all. So going through this really difficult time, a prayer that has come to me that has been so incredibly helpful. I know you can see me right now. And when I welcome in God's vision of me, I can feel him. I can feel him watching me and seeing me and being so proud of me. Well, we can't access that all the time. So God gave me the most wonderful experience in yoga this morning. So let me tell you about my yoga class. My instructor is a healthy 3 on the Enneagram. I also know he's a 5 of diamonds because he told us when it was his birthday in April. So was it April? I'm not sure. Anyway, if it is, he's probably the same card as Jeannie. But anyway, I just started this yoga class at the same time that he started it. He was a guest instructor on this particular Thursday class, and I was just really, really impressed. And so a bunch of us have kind of been with him from the beginning. And it's the kind of yoga class that, I think it's hatha. It's really difficult. And he's very, very talented at motivating us to do as well as we can, to really dig deep, to come up with the strength to just not think about it, just try it, just do it, just assume that you can. And I have been doing this class faithfully for, so April, if I started in March, that's April, May, June, July, August. That's 5 months pretty consistently. And as a lot of you know, I've done this keto dieting. And I've just quit sugar, and it's transformed my life, and that's my next video. I promise I will do a little bit of research on sugar and then just tell you my story and how it's transformed my life. But today was my best class. I did really, really well. And only your yoga instructor who's been with you for the past 5 months can treasure that experience kind of like you do. And there was a girl right behind me. Okay, so when you're doing downward dog and you're looking behind you, you're looking between your legs at the person behind you. She was new, and I could tell really, really struggling. A bunch of shit is blowing around out there. Really struggling with the class, kind of heavy, and it's like he and I were both tuned into her. And he said something like, I see you on your mat, just showing up, staying on your mat, that commitment to yourself. I see that and I honor that. It was something to that effect. And all of a sudden I was like, God sees me on my mat. And some days I'm just like, I hate this mat. I don't want to leave it. I hate this class. This teacher sucks. And my body hurts and I can't do this and I hate myself. And how many days have you wanted to get off your mat? Have you wanted to just quit and leave? But you stayed. And throughout the whole class, I felt him watching all of us. And he and we just got in sync. And I started reading his mind because he was saying exactly what I was getting immediately after I tuned into it. And it's like we were just creating this vibe together. And I felt so much more like we're a tiny little collective and we're supporting each other. Because he has said things like at the end of class, things like, I'm watching you become stronger. And he's like, I see that back row. I see what you just did there. And when I do something in particular, he's like, excellent, whatever. I can't even think of the words of it, but you do the thing where you go down and then you do the cobra and then we all meet in downward dog and whatever that is. It's like, and I was really struggling with my triceps today. Oh my God. And I think it's because I worked them out yesterday. And so a couple of times I just collapsed. And anyway, at the end of class, I just want to say I just had this overwhelming experience, this knowing, and I was sobbing and just trying really hard to conceal it. But I imagine he walked past a few times and saw my shoulders quaking when we were doing a forward fold, because I was just really, really getting that God sees us on our mat. And he said, the teacher said, "You can't imagine how proud I am of you." And this is just a 5-month yoga class. This is just a guy I see most Thursdays for about an hour, and I've spoken to him personally like twice. But I knew exactly what he meant, because he's given us these really challenging, postures. And when he's about to go into one that totally sucks, he gets really excited. And, and you're just like, you're at that first exhaustion point, and he goes, "And chair pose, everybody, and sink a little deeper. You're loving it. You're just loving it. Yes." And I did my best chair pose today that I've ever done. And I was like, oh, my heart is shining forward and I'm sinking deeper and deeper. And I get it. I get it. I'm finally feeling what he's been talking about all these weeks with chair pose. And there's just this lovely childlike enthusiasm, but also this supportive energy that's just like, I know you've got this. I know you've got this. And so I'm sitting there at the end of the class. Okay, first, just before you go into the Shavasana, he's like, here's the part you all know and love. You know what's coming. Okay, everybody's sitting up straight and they have their legs out front, and you hold your hands out to yourself and you look at yourself in the mirror, or you pretend you can see yourself in the mirror. And he goes, okay, for those of you that don't mind, I know how dorky this feels. Let's say it, which is, I love you. You say, I love you, like all of you. You just witness yourself. You just take yourself in and just kind of practice this really deep self-acceptance. And then you lay down, whatever, and then you sit back up, and I'm sitting up and I'm just sobbing. And again, he reads my mind and he said, you're stronger than you think. And thank you so much for showing up and honoring. He said, I am so deeply honored to watch your progress and your growth and your strength. And I have really been dedicated to this class for the last 5 months. And now after the keto fasting and the jogging and just getting better and better shape, it was just a totally different class. And I just felt like God was saying, I see what you've been through, and I know how hard it's been. I've put you through the paces. I lined things up so that you couldn't see what was in that woods, but you knew you had to go in there. I lined things up for you so that you could face your fear and you could trust anyway. And so today I have a really hard time balancing on my right. So it's the one-legged thing. Okay, I'll demonstrate again. It's like, okay, you're all warmed up, and then you do this airplane pose where you're on one leg and then you go down and you've got a block, and then like you go like this. And so I can do that really well on my left leg, but I have a really hard time doing that on my right leg. And I was just thinking about how there was a trust. I was like, for some reason I had it confused, and I was like, my right side is the feminine. And I don't know why I was thinking that, but I have a worse bunion on my right toe. And so I like crank that toe out, and I'm like, okay, be solid for me, be a tree, put your roots down. And I'm like, I always fall out of that every time. And this time I didn't, because before I went into it, I said, hey, who's here? Tobias. Schultesek. Yes. If you're not a bot, you can ask a question. Absolutely. Let me finish my story. So I'm doing this pose, and on the side that I usually faltered, and I said, I trust myself. I trust God. I trust you. I trust you. And I was able to be in that posture and have my little drishti, my little focus. And I was like, all I have left today is trust. And if you're facing a day where all you have left is trust, because there are so many things out of your control, just know that God sees you there on your mat, and he cares a whole hell of a lot less about whether you fall out of your pose, how strong you are today. I mean, he's really involved and invested because he loves you. He's with you and he's aware. But he doesn't care about your performance so much as the fact that you showed up and that you're staying and you're trying. So, yeah, God sees you on your yoga mat and he's so proud of you and he's so honored to watch your organic unfolding. You are God. You're an aspect of him. And he is getting to have this experience through you as you. So yeah, and then there's this oversoul that kind of sees us and watches over us. And I just had this revelation of like, wow, I can't mistake here. It doesn't matter. All this pressure I put on myself, all the da 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 da. You tell yourself, you go into class, you lay down, and he starts out with a serious ass lay there and stop thinking. What can you let go of on this out breath? What can you let go of right now? What can you let go of today? Just be here, no matter what. Don't just let go of the person you think you have to be and all the things you have to do today. And then I realized you're just pulling out this wound up rag that just doesn't help anyway. And then you just get in the moment. And then you're just there. And really, that's all there is. So I hope that this little moment of grace is going to bless you today. God is so proud of you for showing up. You don't have to do it perfectly. And like, hey, it's hard. God knew that this whole 3D experience was going to be really, really hard. Especially with what we're going through now, right? Okay. Never mind. Okay, is there someone else here that would like to make a comment? Yeah, I'm just going to end it there. Thank you for just tuning in and for listening. And watch for my sugar video. I will schedule it so that people can join. And have a great rest of your day. Bye.